Welcome to the JAMODI podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. The JAMODI podcast is powered by Sideline Interactive. Sideline Interactive is the leading manufacturer for high-quality, innovative scoring tables and LED video display boards that help coaches and schools bring more excitement to fans, create huge fundraising opportunities, and make their jobs easier. Visit sidelineinteractive.com to check out their amazing products. Sounds like culture is really important to you, and it is a buzzword. I almost feel like, what's another word I can put down where I don't have to use that word, but it is so important, and you do have to fight for it every day. In your opinion, how does culture drive performance?
No, it's everything. We want to have a culture of hard work, and so if the culture is hard work, how kids understand that and how it's taught is by watching the older kids work hard every day and actually see it. So when you come into the gym and you're shooting on the gun, you're shooting game shots. When you're foam rolling, you're doing the same foam rolling routine as everybody else, and you're definitely not on your phone. And when you're stretching, you're doing the stretch, and you're detailed, you're focused, and there's a culture that needs to be built up with that. But you got to get high character kids that are willing to hold other kids accountable. But more than hold them accountable, I think it's the biggest factor is modeling it. If we could get good players to model it, and that's what we have here. Yeah. We have some great kids. I love our guys. They come in with a good attitude. They're ready to work hard, and they're modeling for the younger kids. This is how we do it at Southwestern. We're a hard work team. We get after it in practice. We pay attention to the small details, and we're not afraid to get our hands dirty and get some work done.
I think that seems to me to be the difference between somebody that has just nice posters on their wall, and then occasionally they'll read a quote, and I've been guilty of it. I think, okay, got culture done today, and then we move on to the important things, but modeling it, and I don't know if there are coaches that listen to this have ever thought about, like, seriously writing down the things that you believe in, and then asking the tough question is, do we really live by this every day? If somebody was to walk in, would they see these things happening? I would imagine by you modeling it, or better players modeling it, you actually have a culture that is happening, not just on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I think we do, but I can't tell you how much work it's been to get there, and every day how much work it is, and how fickle it can be if you're not paying attention to it. And you said it. You're literally fighting for your culture every single day. I mean, if you're not ready to fight for it as a head coach every day, and your staff's not ready to help you fight for it, it's going to be a tough battle to win. But so far, we've had the energy. I've had such a great staff that has allowed me to fight for our culture. I've had really good X's and O guys. I've had really good recruiters that have really allowed me to take a higher view of our team and really worry about our team's culture when they've been able to take care of a lot of these other, I wouldn't say minor details, big details.
Yeah. You've been there. How many years is this now?
This is going into year 14.
Into 14. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How many years do you feel like it took you to, and culture can shift and change as we do, as we grow, we get hopefully smarter, we learn more from year to year and borrow things. How many years did it take for you to establish the kind of culture you like?
That's a really good question. When I evaluated myself early on, I really looked at leadership being my weakness, and now I believe it's my strength as a coach. But I would say it's at least 5 to 7 years.
Wow.
Before I thought we had been below average, and now I'm pretty proud of what we're doing. But like we said, it's something that we continue to work for. We have a lot of people helping us, and it's been a long process. It's been a lot of work, but it's worth it.
So I'm asking your advice now, because I think all these questions are for me. I want to learn, but then I know other coaches will want the same information. Being year 10 here at Faith, I worry sometimes that there's slippage and I don't even realize it. Like I'm a little blind to it. I don't see it. What's your advice on how being at the same place for a long time, you know, continuing to grow, strive for excellence, and not being blind to maybe some things that are happening right in front of you?
Well, I think a great staff can help with that. That's willing to challenge you, and I've had that over the years. I have a leadership consultant on staff who has a doctorate degree on campus who challenges me weekly on in different areas. And so, and having good mentors, having a mentor come to practice and actually watch you in practice, and evaluate your body language, and maybe someone not on staff would be most helpful with that, because it's so easy for them to be honest with you about it.
Yeah.
Those are just some of the things that I've done that have really helped me. And it's not always fun to hear the things I can do better, but I've definitely benefited from them.
Coach, that's such a good nugget, because I love when I had a coach the other day, a former Capel coach, Coach Chastain, come to the gym, and I was honored to have him. And I even texted him, "Hey, Coach, thank you for coming, and would love to hear your thoughts." And he only said good things. Now, I'm not saying that because that it was perfect. I don't know if was I really asking him for constructive criticisms? Yeah, was I at what or was I okay with just the good stuff? I think that's wanting to have people critique, and because you want to get better. That's a challenge.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to be really intentional. We have to be intentional with our questions, and make sure that the person we're asking knows that you want that feedback. But that's something that I'll set up ahead of time with folks. I had an awesome mentor for the longest time, William Tisdale, who played for OU, Wayman's younger brother.
Oh, wow.
He mentored me for about 5 years, and he did it from Oklahoma. I mean, they're only two hours away, but he'd watch me on film, and he'd give me feedback on my body language, and then we talked about all kinds of things. And he kind of really broke down a lot of things of what I struggled with, and really helped me out a lot and build my confidence. And finding someone who can help you like that, how valuable is that, to find somebody who's willing to help you like that?
That's huge. I think it comes down to how much we ask our players to have a growth mindset and to keep striving for excellence. But how often are we really doing that? Are we being evaluated and growing or learning from that? So, man, I appreciate that. Kind of a challenge there for me, I think.
Well, it's hard. We get busy, right? We got to do the practice plan, the lesson plan. We're recruiting, or all the other families, all the other things that we have going on. It's hard to add that to the list, but when I've done it, it's been worth it.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.